It is a clash between two of the best teams in the Mid-American Conference right now. Early to mid-April showdown that will pay big dividends later on for the winner of this series. It starts today on this Friday afternoon from Oxford, Ohio at McKie Field at Hayden Park on the campus of Miami University. It is Miami RedHawks Baseball versus the Kent State Golden Flashes. 47 degrees on this Friday afternoon, mostly cloudy. Actually feels pretty good when the sun is out, but if not, could be a little bit of a chilly affair between the RedHawks and the Golden Flashes. Miami coming into today's game with a record of 17-15, 12-3 in the MAC. They have the most wins in the conference, have the third best winning percentage. Tied for first in winning percentage is the team that are playing today, Kent State. They come into today's game 20-11 and 10-2 in conference play so far. This week for Miami, they were in the Joe Nuxall Classic over at Prasco Park. They lost Tuesday's game against Xavier 6-4 after a 4-0 start in the first inning. And we're leading the Cincinnati Bearcats the next day, Wednesday afternoon. They were winning 6-5 halfway through the fifth inning before that game ultimately got delayed by rain and canceled. So unfortunate break there for the RedHawks, a half inning away from a victory, but not able to get it done due to Mother Nature. Starting pitcher today for Miami, a right-hander Cooper Caskey, a redshirt sophomore out of Greenwood Village, Colorado, transfer from Indiana, making his 9th appearance on the season, just his 3rd start, recently named the Friday starter for the RedHawks. 3.09 ERA, 35 innings pitched, giving up 25 hits, 13 runs, all but 1 were earned, 13 walks, 28 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .202 against the righty. That is the lowest mark in the MAC. He'll be facing Micah Rienstra Kiriko. First pitch to him is in for strike 1. Kirikoff, a freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, out of North Central High School, batting .301 so far on the season. Has 3 triples on the year as well, tied for 2nd in the MAC. 0-1 pitch just misses, and the count evens up at 1-1. 92-mile-per-hour fastball there from Caskey. Last outing for the right-hander Caskey was last Friday at Bowling Green. Through 5 1/3, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. 1-1 is chopped to the shortstop. Baker makes the play barehanded. Throw to Applewick in time for out number 1. What a play from Dylan Baker. Ball was chopping towards him. It would have been a tough play if he fielded it with his glove, decided to barehand it instead, and gets it to the first baseman, Applewick, in time. Defensively for Miami, Applewick at first. Second base, Blake Buzzio. Baker at short. Third base is Dominic Krupinski. Ryan Novak in left. Anthony Zarlingo in center. And Keenan Proctor in right field. First pitch from Caskey in for strike 1 against the third baseman, Hayden Jatsak. Jatsak on the year batting .352. He tries to check his swing there, is not able to, and Caskey already up 0-2 on the third baseman. Jatsak slugging .704 on the year. He is 5th in the MAC in that, has 39 RBIs as well, also 5th in RBIs and 44 hits as well. 0-2 to him is in for strike 3. Novak dropped the ball, but they're going to say he was on the transfer instead. So 2 up, 2 down already for Cooper Caskey. A strong start for the RedHawks so far as the right fielder Jake Casey steps up for Kent State. Casey slashing .328, .480, and .698, 5th in the MAC in on base and 6th in slugging. 9 home runs on the season for Casey, 6th in the MAC in that, and leads the team in home runs as well as that first pitch misses low from Caskey. last weekend at Central Michigan. Casey 2 for 13. Did have a solo home run in Sunday's game, though, against the Chippewas. Last game against Ohio State went 2 for 3 and had 2 runs. 1-0 from Caskey, misses outside for ball 2. Tried to bring a curveball in the backside of the zone there, but just missed for ball number 2. Kent State in the midst of a 12-game winning streak. The hottest team in the MAC right now just beat Ohio State in Columbus as that pitch is fouled off right behind home plate. Count will go to 2-1. The last loss for Kent State came a few weeks ago. It was March 22nd against Bowling Green. Or 21st, I should add. An 11-10 loss to the Falcons. And since then, they've ripped off 12 straight as that's chopped towards left side infield. Gets past Krupinski, and that will be an infield single for Jake Casey. That certainly was not the hardest hit ball in the world from the right fielder Casey, but you'll take them any way you can, especially in a game like this. Just went off the handle of the bat and got past the diving third baseman Krupinski for Miami. Not enough time for Baker to get over there and make the throw to first base. The DH Sawyer Salarita steps in for the Flashes. First pitch to him, a curveball in for strike 1. And Salarita ducking his head as that ball was coming in. A really, really good pitch there from Cooper Caskey. Salarita making his 31st start on the year as Caskey goes back to first, not in time to get Casey. Slashing 325, 428, 482. 39 RBIs on the year for Salarita. 6th in the MAC. 1 for 5 last game against the Buckeyes. Casey goes from second. The throw to second is in time. What a heads-up play there from Cooper Caskey. Jake Casey trying to steal a base there and catch Caskey off guard, but he is able to sniff that out immediately and able to get Casey with plenty of time to spare. So Caskey able to get out of that. Score remains scoreless here in the first half of the first inning. RedHawks going to lead off after the break. You're listening to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the first here at McKie Field. RedHawks looking to get on the board early here against the Golden Flashes of Kent State. Starter today for the Flashes is Gavin Jones, 6'3", 205-pound redshirt sophomore from North Royalton, Ohio, making his 9th appearance and start on the season so far. Coming into today's game with a 4.24 ERA. He's thrown 40 1/3 innings. Given up 36 hits, 22 runs, 19 of which were earned, 21 walks, 36 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .242 against Jones this season. He'll be facing a lineup led by the shortstop Dylan Baker, Ty Basich, a DH hitting second, Anthony Zarlingo, the center fielder hitting third, Evan Applewick, the first baseman in the cleanup spot, David Novak, the catcher hitting fifth, Ryan Novak, left fielder hitting sixth, Krupinski, a third baseman, batting 7th. Keenan Proctor, the right fielder. As that is powered into left field by Dylan Baker. Off the base of the wall, Baker charging towards second is going to be a leadoff double for the shortstop, Baker. What a start for Miami on the offensive end. We have seen Baker with a couple leadoff home runs this season. That was almost there, but instead it will be a leadoff double. That was just a couple feet away from being a leadoff home run for the shortstop, but either way, Miami will definitely take that strong start as well. Complete the lineup, Blake Buzzio, the second baseman, be hitting ninth and rounding out the order for Miami, as the first pitch from Jones to the DH Ty Batisech is in for strike one. Batisech, the transfer from Western Kentucky, slashing .336, .465, slugging .560 as that pitch is high for ball one. Batisech last week 3 for 15 in the series at Bowling Green. Did have a home run though. Also had 2 doubles as well against the Falcons. When he makes contact, it usually goes a long way, as that is grounded into the dirt, and they're going to say it hit Batisech. The 11th hit by pitch this year for the DH Batisech, and Miami will get the top 2 guys on just in time for the center fielder, Zarlingo. So Miami already looking to get some runs across. And this is one of the guys you'd want up if you're the RedHawks. Zarlingo batting .367 on the year, 8th in the MAC. On-base percentage of .521 as that first pitch is high from Jones. And slugging .514 is Zarlingo. 2 for 4 last game against Xavier, had an RBI single. 1-0 from Jones, just misses low for ball 2. 95-mile-per-hour fastball there from Jones. Zarlingo, 19 RBIs on the season so far, looking to add to that total here. 2-0 pitch is high and inside. It'll be 3-0 to the center fielder, Zarlingo. And we shall see if this is a red light or green light scenario for Zarlingo. The pitch is outside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Zarlingo. And the bases will be loaded for the first baseman, Evan Applewick. This is a tremendous opportunity for the RedHawks to get some runs across early and dictate the flow of this game. And this is one of the guys that you would want to have up if you're Miami. Applewick slashing .314, .458, .686, 8th in the MAC in slugging percentage. Has 13 home runs on the year so far. Has slowed down that pace a little bit the past week or so. 2nd in the MAC behind Ben Slanker of OU. First pitch to Applewick is fouled off behind home plate. He was hunting fastball there from Jones, and he got one. Just missed it. .41 RBIs on the season, 3rd in the MAC. 0-1 pitch to Applewick, low and outside, and the count evens up at 1-1. Infield playing about even or slightly back for Kent State. 1-1 pitch from Jones is low and outside again for ball 2. Ever since that first pitch fastball from Gavin Jones, it has been 2 curveballs since, and I think Applewick just missing that first pitch fastball. I think you would have to expect to continue to see off-speed stuff from Jones, despite the bases being loaded. 2-1 is fouled off behind home plate. It was another fastball. And another ball just missed from the first baseman, Applewick. Now a 2-2 count to the first baseman. The pitch is fouled off by Applewick. Just able to get a piece of it there. 82 mile per hour breaking ball there. Looked like a slider from Jones. We'll see if he goes back to it again. Count remains 2-2. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded for Applewick. 2-2 is popped up. It looks like that is going to get out of play, and it is. And the count will remain even at 2-2. Applewick doing a really, really good job early of keeping this at-bat alive. He has 31 walks on the year so far. Second in the MAC, knows how to manipulate an at-bat. 2-2 from Jones is low, and the count runs full. You would certainly like to get some runs here if you're Miami, but even if it's not able to happen, you're still able to drive up the pitch count of the starter, Jones. Payoff pitch is slugged into left field. It is going to fall just short of the wall, caught by the left fielder, Kovas. Runner will tag up, and Miami will get on the board first. Sac fly for the first baseman, Evan Applewick. Puts Miami up 1-0. And both of the runners at second and first tagged up as well and were able to move up. So Basic at third and Zarlingo at second as the catcher David Novak steps up for Miami. Novak not too far behind Applewick, 10 home runs on the year. First pitch to him is high for ball one. Novak slashing 323, 403, 613 on the year, 36 RBIs, 8th in the MAC. And that 1-0 to him is in for strike one. Looked like a curveball there from Jones. Novak 2 for 5 last game against Xavier. Had a 3-run home run in the first inning and has the opportunity to do the exact same thing here, but instead gets hit in the back by Jones, and the bases will run full again. The second hit batsman in the inning for Miami. They've been able to get on base any way, anytime, anyhow. And it looks like we're going to have a meeting on the mound with Jones as the left fielder Ryan Novak steps up for the RedHawks. Novak 4th in the MAC in on-base percentage, .488. Has 3 home runs, 29 RBIs on the season. A lot of RedHawks this season hitting above 300. Novak hitting .319 on the year. This top of the order for Miami has been potent all season long and is looking to do damage once again against a very, very hot Kent State team. Last series for Novak was a good one as well. Was 4 for 8, had an RBI and 4 runs in the series at Bowling Green. Last game against Xavier, 0 for 3. Did have a walk though as well, so not the worst day in the world for Novak. First pitch to him is fouled off behind home plate for strike one. Jones up to 20 pitches already just in the bottom of the first. 0-1 to Novak. Just misses the zone outside, and the count will even up at 1-1. A couple fastballs to start off that bat to the left fielder, Novak. 1-1 pitch from Jones is fouled off behind home plate. Another fastball, and the count will go to 1-2. Wind is starting to pick up a little bit at McKie Field as well, as blowing pretty much straight towards right field. So it could be advantageous to the left-handed Novak. 1-2 pitch from Jones is skied into left field. It'll be an easy catch for Kovas. Runner tags up. The throw is not in time, and a diving Batisic goes head first into home plate, and the RedHawks extend the lead to 2-0. Just like Evan Applewick did a couple at-bats ago, Ryan Novak able to poke one into left field and bring a run across. Zarlingo did not tag up from second, and neither did Novak at first. So runners on second and first for the third baseman, Krupinski. First pitch to him, that is clubbed towards right side of the field, past the second baseman. Another run will score. Zarlingo goes in standing up. They are going to hold Novak at third as the ball bounces across the mound, and Miami extends their lead to 3-0 after the double from Krupinski. And that will bring up the right fielder, Keenan Proctor. Proctor not a ton of at-bats on the season so far, just making his 7th appearance in his 5th at-bat. I will add, though, he did get the start against UC on Wednesday, as that is clubbed into right field. That is going to get down. 1 run scores, and 2 runs score for Miami. A 5-0 start for the RedHawks in the first inning. What a start for the RedHawks so far. And credit to Keenan Proctor, swinging at the first pitch. He was ready to hit and ready to bring across 2 runners as Miami up 5-0 over the Golden Flashes. As the second baseman, Blake Buzzio, steps up for the RedHawks. Runner on first is Proctor. First pitch curveball from Jones in for strike 1. Anyway, to finish up my story on Proctor, he did get the start Wednesday against Cincinnati and was able to get a 3 RBI double in the first, as there's a swing and miss there from Buzzio, as well as an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Only problem for Proctor is that those don't count because the game got canceled in halfway through the 5th inning. So not only was Miami a half inning away from getting a win over the rival Bearcats, as Proctor goes from first, ball is fouled off by Buzzio. But those critical stats for Proctor, those really good at-bats that he had early in that game, don't officially count. So he came into today's game with an average of 0 for 4 on the year. He's able to bump that up to 200 now after a now 1 for 5 start, and able to have his first 2 RBIs on the season. So credit to Keenan Proctor, as that pitch is low for ball 1. Proctor goes from first. Throw is not in time. It goes into center field. Proctor going to go to third base, standing up. The pitch was spiked by the pitcher Jones, and Proctor breaking a little bit late towards first base. Kent State thought they had a shot, but the throw from Brody Williams able to get past second base, and Proctor able to go first to third there on 1 pitch. 1-2 to Buzzio is outside for ball 2. That nearly got past Williams again. He had to make a really, really good play on that ball in order to save a run. And now Jones really feeling the pressure now. 2-2 count to Buzzio, 2 outs here. Is chopped towards third base. The throw from Jatsak is in time for out number 3, but A really, really strong start for Miami once again. They are up 5-0 after the first inning over Kent State. Looking to hang a bagel once again at the top of the second after this quick break here on Red Hawk Radio. After one, Miami up 5-0 over Kent State. After a really, really strong start. Couple sack flies for Miami, and then a big-time double from Krupinski and a big-time single from the right fielder, Keenan Proctor. Miami up 5-0 over the Golden Flashes as Cooper Katsky remains in for Miami. First pitch, curveball in for strike one against the DH Solitera. Solitera was up to end the top of the first inning. That was when the right fielder Jake Casey tried to steal second on Katsky, tried to catch him off guard before he was caught. 0-1 pitch is just inside and low as well, and the count will even up at 1-1. Katsky going with back-to-back breaking ball to start off the at-bat to the DH Solitera. 1-1. Another curveball in for strike two. And Katsky already up 1-2 on the DH. 5 runs, 3 hits in the last frame for the RedHawks. And looking to keep that 5-run lead here. 1-2 again is chopped down the left field line and into the Miami dugout. The air last inning for Kent State going to Brody Williams, the catcher, after the errant throw to second base. 1-2 pitch, curveball again, got him swinging. The second strikeout on the day for Katsky, and he is just chugging along here in the second inning. As that brings up the catcher, Brody Williams. Kent State looking to respond any way they can here in the top of the second inning. Williams this year batting .343, on base .463, slugging .505. Was 1 for 4 in Wednesday's game at Ohio State. First pitch to him is high for ball 1. And last weekend at Central Michigan, Williams 3 for 12, had an RBI double in Sunday's game. 1-0 to him. Another breaking ball, just misses the zone for ball 2. Perhaps that last pitch was just a little high. Looked good from my angle, though. Wind starting to blow in a little bit now, again, towards right field. That's where it's been blowing all day. 2-0 pitch to Williams is high, and the count will go to 3-0. So right after the opening strikeout from Caskey's, already in a 3-0 deficit to the catcher Williams. Infield playing really, really deep for Miami. 3-0 is in for strike one. Just able to nip the inside part of the zone there. Three one is a little bit too inside that time, and it will be a walk for the catcher Williams. Brings up the first baseman Hunter Klotz for the Golden Flashes, his 28th appearance on the season so far and 25th start. Batting .280, on base .464, slugging .463 on the season. Caskey looks over to first, now deals. First pitch is in for strike one. Another first pitch curveball for Caskey. He has certainly not been afraid to throw that breaking pitch so far today. And so far, I would say it's been pretty effective. Caskey 0-1 is just high. Tried to go with the high fastball there and just missed. Was about at the letters of the jersey there. And the count will go to 1-1. Williams at first base, 4 for 4, as Caskey goes back to check in on him. Williams 4 for 4 on the season so far. This is a Kent State team that is really not afraid to beat you on the base paths. 1-1 pitch is just high. The count will go to 2-1. Kent State coming into today's game 68 for 83 on stolen base attempts so far this season. That is the most stolen bases in the MAC so far. 2-1. Curveball. That just slipped out of the hands of Caskey there. Way outside the zone. And the count will go to 3-1. Back-to-back out at bats with a 3-1 count for Caskey. As he goes back to first once again to check in on Williams. On the Miami side, it's pretty much the complete opposite strategy. Miami 23 for 30 on stolen base attempts so far this season. Second to last in the MAC in total stolen bases. 3-1 pitch. That is clubbed into right field. That looked really good off the bat, and it is gone. That was quite the at-bat there for Hunter Klotz. Looked really, really good off the bat immediately. The only question was going to be if it stayed fair or not. It was quickly hooking to the right, but it was just able to sneak by the right field foul pole. And Kent State able to get their first 2 runs on the day so far and able to cut the deficit to 3.
Next to bat for the Flashes, the shortstop, number 1, Luke Matthews.
The 3rd home run on the year for Hunter Klotz cuts it to a 3-run lead for the RedHawks here in the top of the 2nd. First pitch in to Luke Matthews outside for ball 1. (1-0) is in. The count evens up at 1-1. Matthews this season making his 19th start and appearance so far. Batting .362, 10th in the MAC. 1-1 to him. Able to find the inside part of the zone there, and the count goes to 1-2. Matthews had an excellent week last week, especially in the series against Central Michigan. Went 8 for 12, had 2 doubles, 5 RBIs, and 3 runs. As he faces a 1-2 pitch that is spiked towards Novak, and the count will go to 2-2. Matthews was named the MAC Player of the Week last week. And you could certainly understand why. An 8 for 12 performance over a series, that is really, really tough to beat. Caskey 2-2. Tries to check his swing. Did he go? He did not. And the count will run full there, but the appeal down to Mark Lolo at first base. He said he was able to check his swing in time, and the count will run full. 3-2 count, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Payoff pitch from Caskey is slugged on the left field line, but foul. 94 miles per hour there from the right-hander Caskey. And Matthews will live to fight another day. Wind pretty calm now, sun poking out. Payoff pitch again. Breaking ball, did he go? He did! A big-time strikeout there for Cooper Caskey. Gets the second out of the inning. And Matthews was very, very confident there. Was almost like a third of the way towards first base. And the appeal down to Lolo. He said that he went. And another breaking pitch there from Caskey. Has not been afraid to throw it either on the first pitch or in a payoff pitch situation like that. As the second baseman, Ripken Reese, steps in for Kent State. First pitch is low for ball 1. Reese so far in the season batting .241, on base .362, slugging .506. 1-0 to him is high, and the count will go to 2-0. Reese with 3 triples on the season so far, and he has gotten 2 of them in the past week. Had one last week against Central Michigan, and had one in Wednesday's game at Ohio State. 2-0 to him. That is clubbed towards first base. Applewick able to pick it and get to the bag in time for the third out of the second inning. But damage done by Kent State. A 2-run home run from Hunter Klotz cuts the Miami lead to 3. Miami looking to get those runs back after this break. It's Miami baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the second here at McKie Field. It will be the leadoff man, Dylan Baker, once again leading off for the RedHawks here in the bottom of the second. They're up 5-2 over Kent State. Golden Flash is able to get 2 across in the top half of the inning after the 2-run home run from first baseman Hunter Klotz. Now the shortstop Baker looking to add on to his very, very good day so far. A leadoff double in the bottom of the first. First pitch to him is in for strike 1. For getting 5 runs across, Miami only had 3 hits, as that is poked into the outfield. A strong, strong jump there from Kovas in left field. He's able to make the catch for out number 1. After the leadoff double from Baker in the bottom of the first. After that was a hit by pitch, walk, sac fly, hit by pitch, and another sac fly. So Miami has been able to get done in all kinds of ways as the first pitch to Basich is low for ball number 1. Jones up to 34 pitches so far. 0-1 or 1-0 to Basich is just high, and count will go to 2-0. Jones working quickly though. Didn't really see this in the first inning. 2-0 to Basich is grounded in the dirt, and count will go to 3-0. And you would think Jones would ease up just a little bit here. 3-0 is low for ball number 4. So after the fly out from Baker, a 4-pitch walk from Basich, and once again Miami with base runners on, as that brings up the center fielder Zarlingo. Zarlingo with a 4-pitch walk in his last plate appearance. Those have been the 2 walks on the day for Jones. As that pitch is low for ball number 1, gets past the catcher Williams, and that will be an easy 90 feet for Baker or for Basich. Well, control today has been a bit of an issue for the starter Jones. 2 walks so far and 2 hit by pitches. 1-0 pitch. He's able to find the zone there though, and the count will even up at 1-1 to the center fielder. Basich not the speediest, but anything in the outfield should be a run for Miami, as that pitch is way outside for ball number 2. It just seems like Jones has had trouble so far locating his breaking stuff. And it's not like he's missed in one area in particular. It's really been all over the place, as that ball is clubbed into left field. That's going to be way too shallow for Basich to tie up, and Kovas will make the catch. And that will bring the second out of the inning. Kovas has been a very, very busy man in left field so far. Has had to make 4 catches so far today, 2 of those being sac flies and the 2 flyouts here in the second inning, as Apple accepts up for Miami. First pitch low for ball 1. And then the other out in the first inning for Kent State was to the third baseman, Jatsak. So it's been a busy day for the left side of the field, as that ball is skied up towards the right side of the field. Wind is taking it to the right though, and the catch is made by the right fielder, Casey, but had to slide down to his knees to make the play. That was not an easy catch for the right fielder, Casey, but he was able to make it. So after 2, Miami able to get a runner on second, but not able to bring him home. Score will remain 5-2 here on Red Hawk Radio. Top of the third here in Oxford. RedHawks up 5-2 over Kent State. And Flash is looking to bite back into this Red Hawk lead. Bottom of the order, Alejandro Kovas, the left fielder. And ninth hitter in the order for Kent State. Be leading off the third inning for the Flashes. Kovas with his 26th appearance, 25th start on the season, batting .365. First pitch to him is in for strike one from Katski. Last week in Central Michigan, Kovas 3 for 13, had a triple, double, 4 RBIs, and a run. So pretty good weekend for him as he swings and misses on a breaking ball there. Looks like a golf swing there from Kovas, and count will go to 0-2. Katski looking for a strong start here to the third inning. 0-2 pitch from him, another breaking ball off the ends of the bat, and right into the glove of the first baseman, Applewick. So 3 pitches and 1 out there for Katski. Really, really needed that to start off the third inning as the top of the order. Kirikoff up for Kent State. Kirikoff grounded out to Dylan Baker to start off the game in his last at-bat. First pitch to him is low for ball one. If he were to get on base, Miami definitely has to be aware of his speed. Kirikoff with 15 stolen bases so far, second in the MAC as that one bounces off of home plate for ball two. Kirikoff last game at Ohio State 0 for 3, but was able to walk a couple times and score twice, so certainly a threat no matter what, even if the bat isn't quite there. That is fouled off for strike number one. Wind once again slightly blowing towards right field. It's been that direction all game long for the most part. 2-1 pitch from Katski. Big swing and miss there from Kirikoff. Another breaking pitch. And Kirikoff pointing towards his chest as if to say, my bad, towards the Golden Flash dugout. If it worked that time, I don't see why you wouldn't go to it again. 2-2 pitch from Katski. Once again, a breaking ball, and Kirikoff just flailing at it for strike three. The fourth strikeout on the day for Cooper Katski. And 2 up, 2 down for the right-hander after facing a little bit of trouble in the second inning. So that brings up the third baseman, Jatsak. Jatsak in his last at-bat struck out looking. Katski will certainly take that to round out the top half of the first. First pitch to him, another breaking pitch chopped towards the Miami dugout, but foul for strike number one. It feels like that breaking curveball has been Katski's main pitch today. I think he's thrown that as often, or maybe more often than his fastball today. 0-1 pitch, once again, curveball, but not quite able to break there. Pitch was high, and the count evens up at 1-1. Katski from the stretch, 1-1. Pitch is low for ball number two. And once again, it was his curveball. Infield playing back on the right-handed third baseman, Jatsak. 2-1 is in, and the count evens up at 2-2. It just seems like Kent State has had a lot of trouble squaring up on his breaking stuff. Jatsak facing a 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Pitch from Katski is chopped towards the shortstop Baker. Fields it, and the throw to Applewick is in time for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Cooper Katski. It will be Novak, and Krupinski leading off for the RedHawks in the bottom half of the third. It's Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the third here in Oxford, Ohio. Sun's starting to poke out now. Hopefully it stays out. It's made a really, really big difference temperature-wise. At least it feels like here on this Friday afternoon. RedHawks up 5-2 over Kent State. David Novak leading off for the RedHawks. Gavin Jones remains in for Kent State, up to 43 pitches so far as he is entering his third frame. First pitch to the catcher Novak is clubbed into center field. Looked good off the bat, but is going to die right before the warning track, and the catch is made by Kirikov for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Jones. Needs to have a very efficient inning here if he wants to stay in this game, as he faces the left fielder Ryan Novak. Novak with a sac fly to make it a 2-0 Miami lead in the bottom of the first, as that first pitch from Jones misses high for ball 1. Krupinski on deck for the RedHawks, as the 1-0 from Jones is in. The count evens up at 1-1. Infield playing back for Kent State besides Jatsak at third base. 1-1 pitch is in. Breaking ball able to find the zone for strike number 2. And Jones up 1-2 on Novak. Working quickly now. 1-2 pitch is fouled off behind home plate. Count will remain 1-2. Seen that a few times from RedHawk hitters today on his fastball. Just fouled off directly behind home plate, as Jones shakes off Williams. 1-2 pitch from him. High fastball. Did he go? He did not. And the count evens up at 2-2. He appealed down to the third base umpire, Michael Ingram. Ingram said that Novak did not go. Now 2-2 pitch to Novak. Breaking ball is clubbed on the right side of the infield, and play is made by the first baseman Klotz, and able to flip it to Jones in time for out number 2. That will bring up the third baseman, Krupinski, for his second at-bat. Miami looking for their first base runner of the inning here in the bottom of the third. Krupinski with a RBI double in his last at-bat. First pitch misses the zone for ball one. One out to Krupinski is skied up towards center field. And after that ball was scraping the sky, the center fielder Girikoff able to make the catch. RedHawks go down in order after 3. They're still up 5-2. Kent State looking to respond. It will be Casey, Saltera, and Williams leading off for the Flashes after this break. RedHawks up 5-2 on Red Hawk Radio. Top of the fourth here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. RedHawks remain up 5-2 over Kent State after 3 straight scoreless half innings. It will be Jake Casey, the right fielder, leading off for the Golden Flashes. Looking to get his second hit on the day so far. Had a single in his last at-bat. That was in the top of the first before he got out on the base paths. Looking to pull a fast one on Cooper Katsky. First pitch to him is outside for ball number 1. RedHawk infield slightly shifted towards the first base side. The second baseman, Buzzio, playing in shallow right field as that ball is chopped down the right field line. Foul, and the count will even up at 1-1. The third baseman, Krupinski, playing about even or slightly in of the third base bag. 1-1 to Casey is fouled off the end of his bat, and the count will go to 1-2. Casey 14 for 19 on stolen base attempts coming into today's game. So certainly a threat if he were to get on base. I think Miami well aware of that. 1-2 pitch is outside, and the count evens up at 2-2. As the RedHawk infield even more heavily shifted towards first base. The shortstop Baker playing on the other side of second base, and Krupinski playing where the shortstop typically would. 2-2 is hammered down the right field line, but foul. That just snuck by the glove of Evan Applewick. If that were a fair ball, that would have been big, big trouble for Miami. That would have been multiple bases for sure. But it was just foul, and the count will remain at 2-2. Katsky with 4 strikeouts already today, potentially looking for his 5th here. 2-2. Breaking ball in for strike 3. 5th strikeout on the day for Cooper Katsky. And once again, it came on that curveball. I do not think Jake Casey was looking for a curveball there. He looked completely frozen on that pitch as the DH Solitera steps in for the Flashes. Solitera struck out in his last at-bat to lead off the second inning. First pitch to him, curveball misses high for ball one. Red Hawk infield this time playing in their traditional spots. No shift applied to Solitera here. 1-0 pitch to him. He is able to find the zone. There's a fastball there from Katsky, and that's going to even the count at 1-1. And I wonder if Solitera is thinking, oh man, that was my pitch to hit there. A rare fastball. See if he goes back to the breaking stuff here. 1-1. He does, and it is a swinging strike there from Solitera. Count goes to 1-2. Katsky up 1-2 on the DH Solitera. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts to start off the fourth inning. The pitch is chopped towards the shortstop. Baker able to make the play. Throw to Applewick is in time for out number 2. It looked like a closer play at first than I thought it was going to be, but Baker able to get the throw down in time as the catcher Williams steps in for Kent State. Williams with a walk in his last at-bat. And was able to score right after that, after the home run from Klotz. Katsky looking to go 1-2-3 here in the fourth inning. First pitch to Williams, low and outside for ball number 1. One-0 from Katsky is fouled off by Williams. It was a fastball there from Katsky, and Williams looked ready for it, but just missed it, and that would be fouled off behind home plate. Count evens up at 1-1. Williams looking for, or Katsky looking for back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. That ball got him. That was another breaking pitch there from Katsky, and that one just didn't quite break enough, and it was just able to nip Brody Williams, and that will be the first hit by pitch today for Katsky. And Williams able to get on base in back-to-back plate appearances, as that brings up the third baseman Klotz with a 2-run home run in his last at-bat, and once again has the opportunity to do it here in the top of the fourth. First pitch to him is outside, but able to find the outside part of the zone for strike number 1. Katsky goes back to first, check in on Williams, but Williams only a step or two off of first base, so not able to get him. Williams is 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts on the season, has a very modest lead at first. 0-1 pitch is low, and the count evens up at 1-1. Wind is shifting a little bit. It's very slight, but blowing straight in as Katsky goes back to first. As I've mentioned a few times today, the wind has been blowing straight towards right field. Was a pretty big reason why Klotz was able to get a home run in the second inning. But now it's blowing slightly directly in. 1-1 pitch from Katsky is able to get down just past the infield. Williams able to go first to third. Throw is not in time. It was cut off by Baker. Throw back to first to check in on Klotz. He was able to get back in time, though, and the second hit on the day for Hunter Klotz leaves Kent State with runners on first and third here in the top of the fourth inning.
Number 1, the shortstop, Luke Matthews.
That looked like it just hit off the knob of Klotz's bat and was perfectly placed right in between the infield and outfield, and allowed Williams to get a good break on it, especially with 2 outs, and he's able to go first to third as the shortstop Matthews steps in for Kent State. First pitch curveball to him in for strike 1. Matthews 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. Katsky goes back to first. Not in time. Klotz 2 for 2 on the season on stolen base attempts. We'll see if Miami would allow a free steal to second base in this situation. 0-1 pitch is just high to Matthews, and the count will even up at 1-1. This could certainly be a big at-bat in determining how the rest of this game goes. 1-1 pitch from Katsky, another curveball, able to find the zone, and the count goes to 1-2. Now Novak giving signs to the infield on a potential steal here from Klotz. Katsky goes back to first. Not in time. Klotz might have still been on the bag when Katsky threw back. If not, it was just one step off. Katsky 1 pitch away from getting out of this mini jam. 1-2 pitch to Matthews is low. Novak fakes the throw, goes back to third. Runner goes, the throw to home, gets past Novak, and the runner scores. And Klotz will able to go first to third. So Kent State able to steal a run there and trim the Red Hawk lead to 2. The fake throw from David Novak completely worked. It fooled Williams at third. But an errant throw from the third baseman Krupinski got past the catcher Novak and allowed Williams to score, and Klotz from go first to third. 2-2 pitch is chopped down the left field line, but foul. And Kent State, a team that's known for their speed, is able to steal a run there on the base paths. 2-2 pitch to Matthews is clubbed towards center field. The catch is made by Zarlingo, though. He was playing in anyway, and he was very well positioned to make that catch. So Katsky able to get out of the mini jam, but not without damage done. Flash is able to steal a run from the Red Hawks. Miami still up 5-3, though, as we enter the bottom of the fourth here on Red Hawk Radio. Flash is able to get one across in the top half of the fourth. They trim the Red Hawk lead to 2. Miami up 5-3 as we enter the bottom of the fourth inning. The right fielder Proctor leading off for the Red Hawks. It'll be Proctor, Buzzio, and then the top of the order for Miami. Proctor's last at bat, an RBI single, as he sees a first pitch fastball that is outside for ball number 1 from Gavin Jones. Up to 53 pitches now as we enter the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 to Proctor is high for ball number 2. Have to say, Jones has done a really, really good job of settling down after a chaotic first inning for him. Has only allowed 1 base runner since, as Proctor hammers that towards right field and is able to get on base once again. That was pretty much the same spot he hit it in the bottom of the first as well. And the hot streak for Keenan Proctor is continuing into this game against Kent State, as that brings up the second baseman, Buzzio. Buzzio grounded out to third base in his last at-bat to round out the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to him, he squares around the bunt. It goes right to the pitcher. He goes to second base. The throw is in time for 1 to first. Not in time. But Kent State, good job defensively there on the attempted sac bunt from Buzzio to get the leading runner. Buzzio was a prime candidate there for a potential sac bunt. He has 4 sacrifices on the year so far. That leads the MAC, so it makes a lot of sense there. And Kent State was well prepared for it, as the first pitch for Dylan Baker's fouled off behind home plate for strike number 1. It was a hard bunt there from Buzzio. If it was placed down the first or third base line, that would have been perfect, but it went right to the pitcher, Jones. Jones goes back to first to check in on Buzzio. Not in time. And Jones, aware of the situation, turns towards second and able to make the throw in time to get the leading runner. Jones goes back to first. Almost got Buzzio leaning there, but the second baseman able to get back in time. 0-1 count to the shortstop, Baker, 1 for 2 today. As Buzzio's dancing around first base. Pitch is low for ball number 1. There is a noticeable gap in the right side of the infield as Jones goes back to Buzzio at first base. But Buzzio is able to get there in time. But yeah, noticeable gap in the right side of the infield if Baker is able to poke one through there. 1-1 pitch to him is inside for ball number 2. The wind has really screeched to a halt here at McKie Field. Feels very, very pleasant out right now. As Jones is set for the 2-1 pitch, goes back to first, and Buzzio with plenty of time. Two-one count to Baker, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Redhawks up 5-3 over Kent State after a 5-run first inning. 2-1 to Jones is low, and the count goes to 3-1. It's a missed breaking pitch there from the right-hander Jones, who's given up 5 runs, all of which have been earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, still looking for his first strikeout. 3-1 to Baker is chopped down the third base line, but foul. was just a step or two foul from third base. That if it was fair and got past the glove of the third baseman Jatsak, that would have been a couple bases for sure for Miami, and there's a good chance that Buzzio would have been able to score from first base. But instead, the count runs full. Payoff pitch from Jones is clubbed into left field. That will be an easy catch for Kovas in left. And that will bring the second out of the inning. And that brings up the DH Batisech. 0 for 0 today. Got hit in the bottom of the first and walked in the bottom of the second. So still looking for his first official at bat, but I'm sure he would take an on-base attempt here as Jones goes back to first to check in on Buzzio. Jones up to 63 pitches in the game so far, as he faces a righty on lefty matchup here against Batisech. First pitch to him is low, gets past the catcher Williams. He still doesn't know where it is. Buzzio rounds second and puts the brakes on before heading back to second. That was bound to happen at some point. Jones was definitely throwing a lot of pitches low in this inning, and that one just spiked home plate. And Williams just able to find the ball on time before Buzzio head towards third. That ball chopped towards second base. That is an easy play for the second baseman. Reese underhands it to Klotz at first, and Kent State and Jones able to get out of it once again. After 4, RedHawks still up 5-3 as we head towards the top of the 5th inning. RedHawks looking to hang a bagel once again here on Red Hawk Radio. After 4, RedHawks up 5-3 over the Flashes of Kent State. RedHawks scoreless, though, after the last 3 innings. After a 5-run first for Miami, Kent State clawing their way back in it, though. Had 2 runs in the second and 1 in the fourth, looking to scrape 1 or 2 across here once again and get back into this game as the second baseman Reese steps in for Kent State, squares around a bunt, and then pulls back for ball number 1. Reese so far today, 0 for 1. Lined out to the first baseman Applewick in his last at-bat. 1-0 from Caskey, hammered towards Applewick at first, able to slide and make the play and take it himself for out number 1. That was well touched by Reese, got the barrel on it, but Applewick able to make a couple steps to his left, make a nice sliding play, just like a hockey goalie would, and able to take it to first himself. Bottom of the order up for Kent State, it is the left fielder Kovas. Kovas already squaring around a bunt, pulls away for strike number 1. Kovas grounded out to first baseman Applewick in his last at-bat. 0-1 pitch to him is clubbed towards the right center gap. Play is made by the right fielder Proctor, and 2 up, 2 down for Katske and the RedHawks. As that brings up the top of the order for Kent State. Kirikoff up for the Flashes. He is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the shortstop Baker in the first and struck out in his last at-bat. Was having a lot of trouble with Katske's curveball in his last at-bat. First pitch fastball to him, though, for strike number 1. I don't think Kirikoff was looking for that pitch there. I don't think that's what he was expecting. Katske up 0-1. The pitch was a breaking pitch, and it just missed inside and perhaps low as well, and the count evens up at 1-1. Flashes 3 hits today, 2 of which have come from the first baseman Klotz, and the other from the right fielder Casey. 1-1 pitch, misses low, and the count will go to 2-1. The second baseman, Buzzio, was a few steps into the outfield, playing very deep. 2-1. Curveball got him swinging. And the count evens up at 2-2. Man, Katske has made Kirikoff look very silly on some of these breaking pitches so far today. He was way in front of that one. 2-2 pitch from Katske, looking for a 6th strikeout. Pitch is fouled down the left field line. Katske looking for his second 1-2-3 inning of the game. 1 pitch away from getting it. The 2-2 is chopped again into the Miami dugout. Kirikoff doing a good job staying in there. And if he gets the ball on the ground, he's certainly a threat to beat out a throw with his speed. 2-2 pitch is a fastball. It just misses outside, and the count will run full. Man, Katske was starting to trot his way towards the Miami dugout, as well as a couple Miami infielders. Now has to regroup for the payoff pitch. Here it is from Katske. Swing and a miss from Kirikoff on the curveball once again. The 6th strikeout on the day for Katske, and the Flashes go down in order. And bottom of the 5th, will be Zarlingo, Applewick, and Novak. 2-3-4 or 3-4-5 for the RedHawks as they look to get their first run since the first right after this break. RedHawks up 5-3 on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the fifth here at McKie Field. RedHawks remain up 5-3 over Kent State. Have not scored a run since the first inning, though. But it will be 3-4-5 for Miami to start off the fifth. It will be the center fielder, Anthony Zarlingo, starting things off for the RedHawks. Zarlingo 0 for 1 today with a walk in the first inning. Looking to get something on Gavin Jones here. First pitch from him is well outside for ball number 1. Jones at 66 pitches so far. His 67th is slugged into the left center gap, but that is going to ease up and die into the glove of the left fielder Kovas for out number 1. Maybe on a different day that ball would carry, but today is not that day. As that brings up the first baseman, Applewick. Applewick 0 for 1 today, does have a sac fly in the first. First pitch misses the zone for ball number 1 from Jones. Applewick looking to regain his form as that pitch is low for ball number 2. His home run pace that was just off to a blistering start as that pitch finds the zone for strike number 1. Has eased up a little bit, still at 13, so still amongst the best in the country. But second in the MAC behind Ben Slinker of OU as that pitch is just foul. And the count will even up at 2-2. Wow, that got past the glove of a diving Jatsak at third base and was really, really close to being fair. And if it was, that would have been extra bases for sure for the first baseman. But not meant to be that time. The count goes to 2-2. The pitch is low, and the count will run full. That was a good breaking pitch there from Jones. You could see Applewick trying to hold himself back, and he was able to successfully there. The payoff pitch from Jones. Did he go? He did. A big-time strikeout there for Gavin Jones, his first of the day, and is able to get the slugging first baseman out. As that brings up the catcher, Novak. Two outs here in the bottom of the fifth. RedHawks up 5-3 over Kent State. First pitch to Novak is high for ball 1. Novak 0 for 1 today, was hit by a pitch in the first inning. As that pitch finds the zone for strike number 1. 92 mile per hour fastball there from Jones. One hops the catcher, Williams, and the count will go to 2-1. Novak skies that one. I don't think that one's going to get out of the infield. Reese looking to get under it. He does and makes the catch. RedHawks go down in order, and after 5, Miami still up 5-3 over Kent State. They'll look to keep it that way as Jatsak Casey and Solitaire step up for Kent State to lead off the 6th inning after this break. RedHawks up 2 on Red Hawk Radio. Top of 6 at McKie Field. RedHawks up 5-3 over Kent State. Jatsack, Casey, and Solitaire due up for the Golden Flashes. Cooper Katsky remains in for the RedHawks. 81 pitches in. He's given up 3 runs on just 3 hits. One of his runs unearned. That one came in the 4th inning. As he faces the third baseman Jatsack, first pitch to him. Misses the zone. Count will go to 1-0. Jatsack 0 for 2 today. Last at bat grounded out to Baker at short. 1-0 pitch. Curveball missed inside for ball number 2. Action developing in the Miami bullpen. Looks like it is the lefty Carson Byers. Probably the most reliable option coming out of the bullpen. 2-0 pitch. Curveball chopped towards short. Baker backhands it. Strong throw to first base is in time for out number 1. That was a couple steps for Baker to his right. Able to backhand it pretty easily. Got a good hop on it. Made a strong throw to first base. And it'll be 1 up, 1 down for Katsky. That brings up the right fielder, Jake Casey. 1 for 2 today, had a single in the first. First pitch to him is low for ball 1. RedHawk infield shifted towards first base. Buzzio playing in shallow right, and Baker about a step left of second base as that ball is popped up. Is that going to stay in? It will, but no one's able to get to it in time. It will bounce into the Miami bullpen. The count will even up at 1-1. Kent State's done a good job offensively of just clawing themselves back into this game. 1-1 count to Casey. Fouled off right behind home plate on the 91-mile-per-hour fastball from the right-hander Katsky. Count will go to 1-2. And RedHawk infield heavily shifted towards first base now. Baker on the other side of second base. 1-2. Curveball misses low. Count evens at 2-2. Wind is very, very minimal right now as Byers continues to warm up in the Miami pen. You would think it'd be Byers the whole way when he comes in. 2-2. Just got a piece of it. Did Casey to avoid the strikeout. And regardless, Novak almost able to catch it anyway. Just tipped out of his glove there. Looked like a high fastball there from Katsky. We'll see if he goes back to his curveball here. He's had success with it all day today. 2-2 pitch. Here comes the curveball. It's just outside. Much to the dismay of this pro RedHawk crowd. Very, very close to just nipping in the outside corner of the zone. The backdoor breaking pitch there. Not able to come through though. Count runs full. Payoff pitch is popped up and will go foul. It's going right into the crowd. And the count will remain full to the left-handed Casey. And Baker, the shortstop, creeping his way towards first base. 3 infielders on the first base side of the infield. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball. Chopped towards the Kent State dugout. And Jake Casey continuing this at-bat. Just doing a really, really good job of just staying in there. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Kent State looking for their first base runner of the inning. Payoff pitch. As clubbed towards the right field corner, it drops down, it's fair, and this is going to be extra bases for Casey. He's at second, he's looking to third, and he is going to go diving in head first. A big-time triple for the right fielder, Jake Casey. That is probably the at-bat of the game for Kent State so far. Got the count full, fouled off a couple pitches, just stayed in it after some really good attempts from Cooper Caskey. And just able to line it over the head of the first baseman, Applewick, and get it into the right field corner. And able to get to third base as that brings up the DH, Solitera. Solitera 0 for 2 today, grounded out to Baker in his last at-bat. Infield playing normal depth as that ball is fouled off behind home plate for strike number 1. Miami not electing to bring the infield in with a runner at third. Comfortable conceding a run here. 0-1 pitch, curveball, nibbled off his bat towards the Kent State dugout, and the count goes to 0-2. Caskey up to 94 pitches. This could be close to the end of the road for him. Has 6 strikeouts on the day so far. 7th would be huge right here. 0-2. Curveball slugged into center field. Zarlingo's going to have to go back to get it. He's able to make the catch, but that is going to allow Casey to score from first base. So Miami's able to get the second out of the inning, but Kent State able to get a critical run and trim the Red Hawk lead to just 1. As Miami's lead goes to 5-4, and the catcher Williams steps in for the Flashes. Williams 0 for 0 today with a walk and a hit by pitch. Caskey up to 95 pitches. First pitch to Williams, swing and a miss. First pitch fastball, 92 from Caskey. Oh-1. That's clubbed but foul. And the count goes to 0-2. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. And I have the feeling this will be the last batter for Caskey no matter what. And out here would be huge for him, as he would be able to get 6 complete innings. Pitch. Breaking pitch is chopped towards the Miami dugout. And the count will remain at 0-2. Infield playing deep with 2 outs. Caskey 1 pitch away from getting out of it. The 0-2 from Caskey, breaking pitch, hit into the outfield, and will fall into the glove of the left fielder, Novak. Kent State able to get one more across. They trim the Miami lead to 1. Novak, Krupinski, and Proctor duel up in the bottom of the 6th. After this quick break, RedHawks up 1 on Red Hawk Radio. Ryan Novak leading off the RedHawks in the bottom of the 6th inning as they're up 5-4. And once again facing Gavin Jones, up to 77 pitches so far for Kent State. After a 5-run first, there's been 4 straight scoreless frames for the RedHawks. Has allowed Kent State to climb back into this game. It's only a 1-run lead for the RedHawks. First pitch to Novak is hit hard towards second base, but Reese able to make the play. Throw is in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jones and the Flashes. As that brings up the third baseman, Krupinski. The third baseman and transfer from Indiana State. 1 for 2 today. A double, an RBI double in the first. First pitch to him, first pitch fastball in for strike 1. RedHawks looking for something to work with here as that pitch misses outside and evens up the count at 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Proctor on deck for the RedHawks. That pitch clubbed down the right field line, but foul. And the count will go to 1-2 against the lefty Krupinski. Carson Byers continuing to warm up in the Miami pen. I would expect to see him in the top of the 7th. But for now, 1-2 pitch to Krupinski is high. Count evens up 2-2. Flash is infield playing normal depth. So is the outfield, wind blowing in. Jones shakes off Williams a couple times. 2-2 is hit to the right, to the third baseman. The throw is not in time. Gets past the first baseman, Colts. But Krupinski will remain at first. I'm not sure if that's going to be listed as a hit or an error. That would have been a tough play for the third baseman, Jatsak. He just, I'm not sure how to describe it. Krupinski just kind of threw his bat at the ball, and it was able to roll down the third base line. Jatsak able to make a play on it, diving to his right-hand side, but his throw a little errant. Pitch was, the last play was listed as a hit. Would have been a tough play for Jatsak anyway, as Proctor squares around a bunt and pulls away for ball number 1. Proctor 2 for 2 today. with 2 singles, as drove at first is not in time, but really, really close. Krupinski slow getting back to first base and almost cost Miami an out. And there's a noticeable gap with Krupinski being held on as that pitch is outside for ball number 2. And that gap in the right side of the infield has been right where Proctor's singles have gone. As Jones goes back to Krupinski. Looked like Krupinski was still on first base though, so able to get back if he even had to. 2-0 to Proctor. Is chopped right to Jones. He goes to second for 1 and not able to go to first off of the slide from Krupinski. So I'll bring the second out of the 6th inning here.
The second baseman, Blake Buzzio.
I mean, it was a very gettable double play for Kent State, but the shortstop Matthews, right after he caught the ball, kind of got in the way of a sliding Krupinski, so he wasn't even able to make a throw towards first base. As the second baseman Buzzio steps in for the RedHawks, looks at a first pitch fastball as low for ball 1. Very modest lead at first base for Proctor. Pitch to Buzzio is fouled off. And the count will go to 1-1. Buzzio 0 for 2 today. As Jones goes back to first base to check in on Proctor. Buzzio with an attempted sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat. That went right back to the pitcher, Jones. 1-1 pitch to him is low, and the count will go 2-1. Obviously, with 2 outs, would not expect a bunt attempt here from Buzzio as Jones goes back to first base. Proctor's not attempted a stolen base so far this season, as that ball is skied up. That is not going to get out of the infield, and it will be an easy catch for the third baseman, Jatsak. So Miami able to get 1 on, but not able to bring him home. And after 6, RedHawks will remain up 5-4 over Kent State. We'll see if it is Byers or Katsky for Miami after this break. RedHawks up 1 over Kent State on Red Hawk Radio. New pitcher for the RedHawks, it is the left-hander Carson Byers, 5'9", 190-pound junior from Matawan, Michigan, making his 13th appearance. Has been the most reliable arm out of the Miami pen so far this season. Has the best ERA in the MAC, 2.35 in 38 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 32 hits, 11 runs, all but one were earned, 14 walks, 35 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .230 against the lefty. Last through in Sunday's game at Bowling Green through 2 innings, gave up no runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He's facing another lefty in Hunter Colts, as that is hammered to Applewick at first base, flips it to Byers in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for Byers and the RedHawks. Can't ask for a more efficient start than that. Final line for the starter, Cooper Katsky, today. 99 pitches through 6 full innings. Gave up 4 runs, 3 of which were earned on 4 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. As the first pitch to the shortstop, Luke Matthews, is in for a strike after he went around in an attempt to bunt. 2 pitches, 2 strikes for Byers. 0-1 from the lefty, hammered down the third base line past Krupinski at third base. This is going to be extra bases for Matthews at second, looking to third, and puts the brakes on. A 1-out double for the shortstop, Matthews. We don't often see that hard of contact off of Byers, but he's able to get one there, and there was nothing really that Krupinski at third could do about that. As that brings up the second baseman, Ripken Reese, with a runner in scoring position. Kent State down 1. First pitch from Byers is low for ball 1, gets past Novak, but Matthews did not go. It was just beneath the feet of the catcher, Novak, so unless Matthews saw it immediately, he was not going to break on that. Regardless, it's a 1-0 count, says second baseman Reese, who is 0 for 2 today. Outfield, or I should say the center fielder Zarlingo, shifted towards right field as that pitch misses inside for ball 2. Point is, there is a really large gap in between the left fielder Novak and the center fielder Zarlingo. And with the righty up, that is very, very possible and very, very dangerous, potentially for the Miami defense. 2-0 pitch, got him way out in front on that 75-mile-per-hour curveball there from Byers. That thing just floated up there. And Reese is way out in front at that one. Brings the count to 2-1. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The pitch is fouled off, and the count will go to 2-2. Wind slowing down a little bit, but blowing towards right field. Byers looking to fight back here. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off his foot, it looks like. As he's running out of the box there, trying to ease off the pain. Yeah, it looked like he fouled that off of his left foot. Kent State looking to complete the 5-run comeback after being down 5-0 after the first inning. Miami has not scored since. 2-2 pitch from Byers is high and outside, and the count will run full. Arguably the biggest pitch of the game right here. Buzzio creeping towards second. Now backs off. The payoff pitch is hit down the third base line, but foul. Looked kind of similar to what we've seen from the double from Matthews in the last at-bat. But that time about 5 feet to the left and foul. Count will remain full. Payoff pitch from Byers. Got him swinging. A big-time strikeout for Carson Byers, his first strikeout today, and it is a big one. Brings the second out of the inning, and Miami 1 pitch away from getting out of this predicament. As that brings up the bottom of the order, Kovas, the left fielder. Kovas 0 for 2 today. Flew out to Proctor and Wright in his last at-bat. Byers with the cradle and the pitch. In for strike 1. And his off-speed stuff is just so good. It always seems to have the opposing team in a state of confusion. Runner goes. Throw from Novak is not in time. It was high. Krupinski had to jump up to get it. But Kovas swung on the pitch and missed. So the count will go to 0-2. So tying run for Kent State, 90 feet away. But Miami 1 pitch, 1 strike away from getting out unscathed. Once again, a big gap in left center. 0-2 is clubbed towards that direction. Novak slides and makes the catch. A big-time play there from Ryan Novak. Able to get a really good jump on it and make the catch and keep the Miami lead intact. Time to stretch here in Oxford. RedHawks remain up by 1. Top of the order due up for the RedHawks after the break. Bottom of the 7th here at McKie Field. New pitcher for the Flashes. It is the right-hander Hayden Leonard, 6'5", 200-pound senior from Mokena, Illinois, from Lincoln Way Central High School, making his 10th appearance of the season. Has a 4.40 ERA, 14 and a third innings pitched, 11 hits, 7 runs, 5 strikeouts and 5 walks and 19 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .208 against the tall righty. Last pitch in Friday's game at Central Michigan through 2 1/3. No runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. First pitch to the shortstop Baker is in for strike 1. Baker with a couple flyouts to left field as he gets a swing and miss there for strike number 2. And Baker in an 0-2 deficit against Leonard. Leonard set, the pitch is just outside for ball number 1. Leonard set, 1-2. And Baker just able to get a bat on it and foul it off behind home plate. Count remain at 1-2. Final stat line for the starter Gavin Jones today. In 90 pitches and 6 full innings, gave up 5 runs, all of which were earned on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout for Jones. 1-2 pitch from Leonard, and once again, Baker just able to get a bat on it and foul it off behind home plate. Same exact play as the previous pitch. Wind blowing in now. Could be tough on any fly balls. 1-2 from Leonard. Baker able to get a bat on it. It bounces off the second baseman Reese into the outfield. Baker looking to go 2. The throw to second is not in time. A hustle double for the shortstop Baker. And just like the previous 2 pitches, Baker just kind of flailed at it, was able to make contact with it though. It was going directly up the infield, and a sliding play made by the second baseman Ripken Reese was able to get a glove on it, but bounced off of it and into the outfield. The left fielder Kovas had to pick it up and make a throw into second base, and Baker, aware the whole time, never stopped running and able to get a hustle double out of it. A leadoff double for the RedHawks as Batisech steps in. Squares around to bunt. Lays one down the right field line to throw to third base. Tag made. Is it in time? It is, because Baker slid off the bag. Wow, what a play there by Brody Williams. The bunt from Batisech. Really not able to go far at all. Probably went at most like a foot past home plate. And Williams, aware the whole time, he was going right in front of him. He able to throw Baker out at third. As that brings up the center fielder Zarlingo. That first pitch is low for ball number 1. So 1 out for Miami, runner on first. A missed opportunity there for the RedHawks as Zarlingo fouls that one off behind home plate. Count evens up at 1-1. Zarlingo 0 for 2 today, with a couple flyouts into left field after a walk in the first. 1-1. Just misses the zone and squirts out the glove of Williams. And the count will go to 2-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Miami looking for a critical insurance run. Have not scored since the 1st inning. Leonard goes back to first to check in on Batisech, not in time. And once again, Leonard checks in on Batisech. Seen a lot of throws back to first base from both squads today on very modest leads at best. Pitch from Leonard is able to find the outside part of the zone. The count evens up at 2-2. 90-mile-per-hour fastball there from Leonard. Very, very critical that Miami gets at least one across. Be really, really helpful for the rest of the game as that is poked into center field, and the catch is made by Kirikoft. And that will bring the 2nd out of the inning here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up the cleanup man, the first baseman, Evan Applewick. Applewick 0 for 2 today, had a sac fly to left field in the 1st, but since then flew out to right and struck out swinging in the 5th. First pitch from Leonard. Misses outside for ball 1. And you just wonder if Baker was not thrown out as that pitch is fouled off behind home. Count goes to 1-1. If Batisech was not thrown out at third base and instead went to Batisech at first, potentially runner at third here. And that last at-bat for Zarlingo was deep into center field, would have probably brought him in as Applewick looks at strike 2. Those little things always add up, especially in a game like this between two of the best teams in the MAC. 1-2 pitch to Applewick. Able to get a bat on the ball, and count will remain 1-2. Applewick not the fastest guy for the RedHawks, so if a ball gets in the gap, it's not necessarily guaranteed he'll score. 1-2, got him swinging. First strikeout for Leonard is a big one. It gets Kent State out of the 7th, and Miami leaves 1 run on and got 1 run out at third off of the bunt from Batisech. After 7, Miami remains up 5-4. Top of the order up for Kent State after the break. 5-4 Miami as we enter the 8th. Top of the order up for Kent State as we enter the 8th inning here at McKie Field. Be the center fielder Micah Kirikoft up for the Flashes. Be facing the left-hander Carson Byers. 14 pitches in, after starting off the 7th inning. His 2nd inning of work. Miami up 5-4 as we enter the 8th inning. First pitch to Kirikoff off the knob of the bat into left field, and catch made by Novak. 1 pitch, 1 out for the RedHawks. That brings up the 3rd baseman, Jacek. You'd think this would be the best chance left for Kent State, as they have 2 more chances to get 1 run across to tie this game up. First pitch from Byers, low for ball 1. 1-0 from Byers. Just low for ball 2. Man, it looked like Byers got a corner there, but home plate umpire Bryce McKie ultimately disagreed with it. 2-0. That one clubbed into left field, skied high. Novak at the warning track now goes in to make the catch. 2 flyouts to the left fielder Novak. Right, good start so far for Carson Byers in the 8th.
21, Jake Casey.
And based on the way that Novak was moving, he was heading straight back and was getting to the warning track quickly, but especially with the wind blowing in a little bit, able to go in and make the catch. On a different day, that might be a home run for Jacek, but not on a chillier and windier day such as today. As that brings up the right fielder, Casey. First pitch curveball from Byers in the zone for strike 1. Casey 2 for 3 today, had a triple in his last at bat in the 6th. Casey able to poke that one in the left center gap. Novak not able to get that one. That splits the gap. That's going to be extra bases again for Casey. He stays at 2nd base. And a strong day for Jake Casey. Continues into the 8th inning with a 2-out double. And that is just what Kent State needed, as Solitera steps in for the Flashes. DH 0 for 2 today, with a sac fly in his last plate appearance in the 6th inning. We have time on the field. Looks like we're going to have a meeting on the mound with pitching coach Larry Scully, as well as Carson Byers and the catcher David Novak. There is action in the Miami bullpen, so I would guess part of the reason for the meeting is to continue to let him get warm. I can't tell exactly who it is. It is a righty, but I can't tell what number it is. Recap the situation here, though. Top of the 8th inning, runner on 2nd for Kent State after the double from Jake Casey. After 5 runs in the 1st inning for Miami, Kent State has been able to claw their way back into this game, and are only down 1 run, the tying run in scoring position for the Flashes. It is Charlie Dyruff warming up for the RedHawks in the bullpen, the right-hander. Meeting is adjourned, and we are ready to roll here. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Miami 1 pitch away from maintaining the lead. Kent State also 1 pitch away from tying the game up or potentially taking the lead. 0-1 is high, and the count evens up at 1-1. Wind blowing in, not heavily, but definitely noticeably, according to the American flag in center field. Large gap in left center. 1-1. Hammered to Krupinski at third. Gloves it. The throw to first is in time. So Byers, after a double from Jake Casey, able to maintain the lead going into the bottom of the 8th inning. RedHawks up 5-4 will be Novak, and Krupinski due up for Miami. After the break, RedHawks remain up by 1 on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the 8th here at McKie Field. RedHawks remain up 5-4 over Kent State in a key series between two of the top teams in the Mid-American Conference. The top 6 teams make the conference tournament. Top 2 teams get byes. So obviously, again, one of those top 2 seeds would be pretty key. Be one less game to play as the catcher David Novak steps in for the RedHawks. Looks at a first pitch ball from Caden Leonard to start off the bottom of the 8th. Leonard in his 2nd inning of work. Able to clip the inside part of the zone there. Count evens up at 1-1. Novak 0 for 2 today. Hit by a pitch in the first. 1-1. Swing and a miss there. On the inside fastball, count goes to 1-2. Flashes infield playing back. Outfield about normal depth. 1-2. Swing and a miss from Novak. 2nd strike on the day for Leonard. And first in the 8th inning to start things off. Brings up the left fielder Ryan Novak. Novak 0 for 2 today. A sac fly to left field in the 1st inning. Since then grounded out to 1st and 2nd. First pitch to him is clubbed in the left center gap. It gets past the infield. Novak rounding 1, heading towards 2nd. The throw from center is not in time. It'll be a 1-out double for the left fielder Novak. A big-time hit there for Novak. Split the left center gap right over the head of the shortstop Matthews. And that allows Miami to get a runner in scoring position just in time for 2 batters that are 2 for 3 today in Krupinski and Proctor on deck. As we have a meeting on the mound, Williams out to consult with Leonard. It'll be the first time that Leonard has faced Krupinski, so maybe a review over the scouting report. Krupinski today 2 for 3. A double in the 1st and a single in the 6th. wind continuing to blow in here at McKie Field. Be pretty huge for Miami if they're able to get Novak home from second. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. I'm assuming. I mean, this would be back-to-back meetings. I don't think you can do that. I wonder if the first meeting was Williams just allowing Kent State with more time to warm up their pitcher. And it is indeed going to be a pitching change. We'll bring you the new pitcher right after this. We'll be facing Krupinski and Proctor, one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. RedHawks up 5-4 here on Red Hawk Radio. New pitcher for the Golden Flashes, Peyton Caraco, 6'1", 220-pound senior out of Marietta, Georgia from Pope High School, making his 18th appearance on the season, has a 4.70 ERA in 23 innings pitched, giving up 24 hits, 13 runs, all but one were earned, 7 walks, 23 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .264 against the lefty, and he'll be facing a couple lefties here, beginning with the third baseman, Krupinski. First pitch, a sweeping curveball, got him swinging for strike one. Caraco set up really extremely as that is fouled off for strike two. Towards the first base side of the rubber, so especially for lefties, that could be really tough facing against him. Caraco set 0-2. Pitch to Krupinski. Just got a piece of metal on it. And the count will remain 0-2. Especially on that sweeping pitch that we saw from Caraco start off the at-bat. That could be really tough, especially on lefties. So it makes sense bringing him in this situation. 0-2 is low for ball one. Caraco set. 1-2 to Krupinski. Low and outside again. Count evens up 2-2. And a really good play there by the catcher, Williams, to get in front of it and block it. Otherwise, that would have easily allowed Novak to advance to third base. Caraco set. Ball hit towards second. Reese able to make the play easily, but Novak able to advance from second to third. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brings up another lefty, the right fielder, Keenan Proctor. Another lefty on lefty matchup here. A pretty key at bat for the RedHawks. Anything past the infield here, if you're able to get Novak home from third, allows a key insurance run as you enter the top of the 9th. First pitch is a swinging strike from Proctor. Wind is considerably blowing in now. 0-1. Curveball got him swinging again. Man, Proctor did not look ready for that pitch. He was way in front of that. And Proctor in an 0-2 deficit to Caraco. Caraco set 0-2 and outside for ball 1. Infield playing back for Kent State, as you'd expect with 2 outs. 1-2. Sweeper again, chopped towards first base, but foul. Wind has definitely picked up the last couple innings here at McKie Field. Usually it blows out here, but today has blown in for the most part. 1-2. Got Proctor swinging. No. Looks like he got just a piece of it. So Proctor able to make enough contact there and keep the count at 1-2. 1-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner on third. The pitch. Got him swinging that time. No, once again, it was that sweeping pitch. And a big-time strikeout there from Caraco. Keeps the deficit at 1. Miami 3 outs away from a series opening win. It'll be Williams, Klotz, and Matthews up for Kent State. See if Byers able to finish the job for Miami. RedHawks up 1 on Red Hawk Radio. Top of the 9th here at McKie Field. RedHawks 3 outs away from a series opening win over Kent State. And a big-time series between 2 of the best teams in the MAC so far this season. Carson Byers remains in for the RedHawks. In his 3rd inning of work, he'll be facing Brody Williams, the catcher, to start off the 9th inning. Williams 0 for 1 today with a walk in the 2nd. First pitch to him is able to find the zone for strike 1. .89-mile-per-hour fastball from Byers there to start off the at-bat. 0-1. Another fastball just inside. And the count goes to 1-1. Williams grounded out to Applewhite at first in his last at-bat, as that is fouled off for strike number 2. Or pardon me, that is the next batter, Colts. Williams flew out to left field to Ryan Novak to end the top of the 6th in his last at-bat. And Williams facing a 1-2 deficit here to start off the 9th. Byers set. And comes. And that's hit towards second. Buzzio able to make it. Running throw to first is in time for out number 1. And that brings up the first baseman, Klotz, who's had a really, really strong day today for the Flashes. A 2-run home run in the 2nd inning and a single in the 4th. And grounded out to Applewhite at first in his last at-bat in the 7th. First pitch to him. Almost finds the outside part of the zone, but just misses for ball number 1. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Byers versus Klotz. 1-0. That pitch found the zone from Byers. And the count goes to 1-1. Byers with the cradle. The 1-1. Just misses outside again for ball 2. So a 2-1 count to the first baseman, Klotz. Every pitch so far from Byers has been focused on the outside part of the plate. The 2-1. Again outside and able to find the zone. 2-2 count to Klotz. Last pitch, a 90-mile-per-hour fastball clipping the outside part of the zone from the lefty Byers. Byers set, 2-2. And that ball fouled off down the left field line and on top of the J. Hayden Baseball Center. And once again, an outside pitch from Byers there. Back-to-back fastballs from the lefty. Shortstop Baker right over second base, 2-2. Curveball, got him swinging, the ball, the bat slipped out of Klotz. Wow. A devastating curveball from Carson Byers. Klotz swung on it, missed, and the bat slipped out of his hand. Man, if that doesn't show how good Carson Byers' off-speed stuff is, I don't know what will. As the shortstop, Luke Matthews, steps up for Kent State. First pitch, swung on, flied into the air, and out of play for strike 1. Miami 1 pitch away from a series opening win over Kent State. 0-1. Off the end of the bat towards Baker. Running throw to first is in time. And Miami takes game 1 over the Golden Flashes. After 5 runs in the first inning, Kent State came climbing back. They made it interesting, made it a one-run game, but Miami able to hold on and take game 1 over Kent State. Final totals today for each squad. Kent State 4 runs off of 6 hits and 1 error. For Miami, 5 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error today. Win will go to the starter Cooper Caskey, and the loss will go to Kent State starter Gavin Jones. Carson Byers picks up the save for the RedHawks. An awesome effort today for Byers. 3 runs of no run ball from the lefty Byers. Very efficient start all around for Miami. For the RedHawks, they will improve to 18-15 on the season and 13-3 in MAC play. And for Kent State, they will end their 12-game winning streak. They will go to 20-12 on the season and 10-3 in MAC play. We'll be back tomorrow, Saturday, at 1 o'clock, and same time Sunday. Miami looking for a chance to pick up a huge series win over Kent State, two of the best teams in the MAC so far this season. Would go a long, long ways into securing a top 2 seed in the MAC tournament come May. Well, that should just about do it here for us at Red Hawk Radio. I am Bryan Miller, and for all of us here at Red Hawk Radio, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back here tomorrow, Saturday, at 1 o'clock between the Red Hawks and the Flashes. As for now, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you have a great Friday night.